go and see, and they are all there, and people are attracted to the person, and they follow him, not knowing where they are going. So there are road jams. And the elders of the town, you see. And then what happened with this crowd, and with this singing, and with this music and all that, children are attracted. So the parents are much disturbed and all that. The elders are disturbed because of the road jams, blocking of the road, traffic and all that sort of thing, wherever they went. And Lucknow is the capital, is a big city. So they thought of it and said, what is this? Who is this man that takes the lead there? Why should he be like that? So some of them said that, look, we have heard that he is a man who is considered to be a perfect one. So how can he be a perfect one? This community is not possible, and this and that. So there's dissension in the society. So when the dissension is there, then they want to take a test. Try, yeah. Let us see. We can denounce him if he is not that, and we'll praise him if he is so. So the only test is now, what should we do? He must be all-knowing then. He must know. So what they did was, this is Baba tells us the story, mind you. So he said, this man, this perfect one, master, of course, his usual way. So these elders held a meeting in the hall, municipal hall, whatever it be, community hall, and they came to the decision that we leave the matter in the hands of the elders, and whatever they decide, we accept their decision. But it is left to them to test. It's a test case. So they came upon this plan that we should test this person. How should we test? You know, there the people are fair, and even the lads look like girls, teenagers. They are fair in complexion and all that. So they selected a boy, 2 boys they selected. Not boys, teenagers. So one was dressed in the bridegroom's dress, and the other was given the bride's dress. And these elders incited their parents, and they also themselves, they followed the perfect master. And when the perfect master settled down, you know, he used to go walk about the streets and all that. So he would settle down somewhere on the curb and all that. So when he settles down, naturally all sit down. So they also very meekly and lovingly, shyly, the bridegroom and the bride approach. And they stand before. It's a sham thing. So naturally the bride has that veil and all that. So they approach and sit. So he says, sit down. They sit down. The elders with grey beard and all that, they are there also. They are watching now because they are the ones who are examining, testing. So they also settle down. So the bridegroom has been tutored by them. The master says, well, what happened? You got married? As if he doesn't know. So the bridegroom says, very shyly says, yes, we are just married and we have come to take your blessings. He says, blessings? For what do you want the blessings? You are married, you are happy, what blessings you want? So he says, no, we would love to have a bonny son, our firstborn. Really? He says, really? So he says, yes, master, we would love to have it. So then he says, but does she want? So he says, yes, master. So master inquires from her, saying that, do you really want a bonny son? Do you really want it? So, yes, master, she says, you see. Are you really serious? You want my blessings? You are blessed. They said, yes, you are blessed. And they very reverentially bow down, mock bowing, and everything, and they come away. Sure enough, he is a pseudo person. He should be driven out of the place. That's how it was. How is it possible for such a thing to happen? He doesn't know. If he were the perfect one, he would have known, you see, that they are fooling him and all that. So, well, they go. And they hold another meeting. Public meeting is held. And they came to the decision that he is a false master, has nothing to do. He doesn't know anything about it. So that's how it was. And in the meantime, now Baba gives us little hints here and there, little digression. So while all this is going on, there is talk of the town about him now, because of the community feelings there. So there is a wrestler now. We are digressing from the story. And this is Baba himself said that. So there is a wrestling bout. In North India they wrestle, kusti as we call it. One party, a wrestler, was the champion, and he had won all other champions, you see. And there was the parade of this with a garland and all that, and he's walking. They can't put their hands because the muscles are so big. So he's walking like that. Baba annexed the part, you see. That's what I am recalling, So he's walking, and naturally he has a following also of the wrestlers who applauded him and all that, backed him up. So he has also his following. From opposite direction, the perfect master is coming with jingling bells and clapping, and there's women like people, they are coming. So this wrestler sees this, you see. He is passing by and wrestler is passing him. So while he passes by, he turns to his group and says, "Hey, this is the one, He is the one." He is eunuch, hijra. This hijra is, he has a following. This hijra, pointing at him. So if master doesn't care, he walks by with all his following. So master stops at the other end and turns back. And this man is stationed there, wherever he is, with his finger pointing now in air. So he turns back, the master, and says, "I believe you are a wrestler, you are champion of all the wrestlers today. Well, you have pointed at me. Haven't you got the strength in your finger or in your arm to put yourself down? You are a champion wrestler." So it was there, stuck in the air. He couldn't put his arm down. It's just there. So Baba gives us a little glimpse of his divinity, you see. So such things are there. Community feelings are there that he should be ousted. And here he has demonstrated given an inkling to his divinity and all that. Of course, the wrestler went there, begged his pardon. He says, "Boy, be brave. This is not the sign of strength to point at me." So, of course, then it was all right. So, there is now a mixed feeling in the community. They want to denounce him totally, and here they are seeing this. So, there is a feeling. So, days are passing by, months are passing by, and no drastic step is taken. In the meantime, the bride feels that there is something in her. His bloated feeling is there. Is no more bride, of course, the boy is there. He feels that there is. So he says, "Why don't you take him to the doctor?" So it seems that he has got some gas trouble or something like that. He feels bloated and all that. So he taken to the doctor. Says, "Yeah, it's nothing but gas." He's a boy, of course. He can't have a womb to hold a baby or anything of the sort. Nobody has any idea. They have completely forgotten that they had asked for a baby or had done anything of that sort. All that was blank in their minds. That was the test. They want to denounce him, that's all. So here he is very uneasy. He does not know what to do, and he is complaining to his parents, and he says, "You told me to do this, and I feel very uneasy inside, and I have a different feeling. I don't know what it is. I feel nervous, and something is inside me. I don't know." Gradually he is changing. Anatomy is changing, you see. Yeah. And at the 5th month, it is found that this is a woman, and is pregnant. It's a shock to the parents, a shock to the elders and all that. What's the matter with this? So, what to do now? And they are the ones, this girl, what should we call the boy, who is pregnant now and now is a woman. So she is most upset with the elders, and she says, "I am going to denounce you all for instigating me like this, to enact that role like that." And they are afraid, and they say, "We'll beg pardon, please don't do that," sort of thing, you see. Because they are elders, they will be put to shame like that they're testing a man like that. So this is how it was. So they all again congregate, they again go in a group the same way. And now no more dressed in a woman's dress or thing. Although she is a woman, now she has to dress as a man. And they are all going there. Now this time Baba says, perfect masters, sometimes they play mischief. He wouldn't want to sit down. He made them roam about, following these hijras all the time. They are playing the music and people are seeing, public seeing these elders following the procession, you see, behind them. Yeah. So, because he had come in order to uplift that community. Okay, we are called. Simple thing. So what happened? Can we take 5 more minutes? So what I tell them that we are coming in 5 minutes. So what happened is that eventually he settles down and they come and beg pardon. So he says, but I asked you so often, are you serious about it? And this. So he said, yes, whatever has happened, we plead guilty, we beg your pardon. We have come with great remorse, please forgive us. He says, once my word is given, I can't withdraw. I can never do that. Heaven and earth shall meet, but my words will never fail. The blessings are there. It's not in my hands. But if my people were to pray to the Lord and beseech the Lord, surely He will hear their prayers. So you beseech them. So these elders, they go on the plea. And with great difficulty, they accepted this and they said, of course they prayed to the perfect Master, says, relieve this youngster of this burden. And gradually it went on. So such are the things. So the perfect Master can be a union.
When I would read out to Baba, I would use different voices for the different characters. And because Miro book came in so many books that were read to Baba, Margaret Crass would send the books. And so it became, that voice was World's, and this is Archie's, and this is Fritz, and this is the Times, and he liked it like that. So the Tolkien, the trilogy,
Lord of the Rings?
The Lord of the Rings was read out to Baba completely, the 3 volumes. I read them out first, and then after a few years, again he wanted it. Every word of it. And you don't just read it through, and you don't go ahead by yourself and see what's coming. You sit before Baba, and you read it, and it may be just 10 minutes he wants that reading done, it may be 2 hours. But then when he would say stop, it means stop till the next time, maybe the same day or maybe the next day. But I must say, Baba had a habit of making us stop at the most exciting part. And you wondered, what's going to happen? Is Shalom going to eat that one up, But you couldn't look. That's why, so I had my turn, because when Baba would say, appearing to be unknowing, the all-knowing appearing to be unknowing. That was a familiar aspect of Baba that we have experienced. And Baba would look at me when I was reading the book and say, will it be a good ending? Will it be everything happy? Will it be happy? And I said, I don't know, Baba. We can't look ahead, you see. And Baba would look at me sort of with a twinkle in his eye and said, so that's what. And I always feel that Baba wanted a happy ending, because Baba's story has a happy ending for all. That is why he says, don't worry, be happy.
And we would enjoy, and we would be in the atmosphere, and they would dance those songs of devotion and all that. And it went flat. Likewise, there are pilgrims who come with great expectations that, well, they have heard from others that such is the thing, the feelings are aroused, our hearts, you see, go out to Baba, and we feel as if, you see, like iron filings get stuck to the tombstone, and this and that, all sorts of things are there, you see. And when they come over here, the expectations that have been aroused by the people there, they say, but we don't feel anything. What has happened to us? Something wrong with us, or something wrong with the reporting, and what? Why is it like that? But those who have reported, they cannot be telling the lie. And those who are not experiencing anything, they are not telling lies. Why is it like that?
Must have gone to different places.
No, not to different places. Why is it like that? Why is it like that?
The mind.
What is
the mind gets the expectation, and it blocks maybe
If you come not expecting anything, it's different.
Structure.
Than coming with expectation.
Yeah. So should we not expect? That means it's a sin to expect?
Yeah.
Expect something good. Is it a sin?
Yeah, I mean, it may be.
Oh my God, expect anything, it's a sin, he says. And it's true what you say.
Really?
Yeah. We expected good things from them, but we felt that, well, we sinned in expecting.
Well, you set yourself up for a disappointment.
Yeah.
If that's a sin, then that's a sin.
It is so. Mm.
You know Roger Stevens? You remember him?
Yeah, I
he
remember.
came along. He's an artist.
Yeah.
And he likes to be very dramatic.
Yeah.
So before I'd gone to the center in Myrtle Beach for the first time, I said, Roger, what's it like at the center?
Mm. You hadn't visited the center?
I hadn't visited it. He said, oh, this is the center. It's beautiful. And I said, well, what happens there? He says, everybody's happy. And they dance down the paths.
Oh.
And when anyone sees each other, they always hug and they say, Jai Baba. And I thought, oh my God, he says, everyone knows each other without anybody saying anything. And I thought, my God, this is unbelievable. I wasn't even sure I wanted to go. And he said, and the trees, he says, they all bend.
They also embrace you?
And he said every shell on Baba's beach had Baba's face in it. So finally,
that's going too far.
when I got to the beach the first time, I should have known better. I went down to the beach and I was looking at all the shells, and none of them had Baba's face. I thought maybe all the Baba lovers must have taken them all.
That is good of you. That has saved you, that thought. No, it is like that, yeah. Roger must be saying the things, you see, that he may have felt it.
Or at least is how he painted it.
Yeah.
But surely, I mean, we know of one person who met Baba, and he said, well, I met Meher Baba.
Yeah. So what? Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Doesn't work, yeah. Same thing with me. My mother admonished me for not being in presence of Baba. I was a student in college. So why, not in college, high school. So why were you not here? He was waiting for you here. I said, I had my game. He said, do you realize who he is? Do you have any idea about it? Is Zoroaster come in our midst? So I said, so what if he's Zoroaster? So what? Yeah, it's like that. So what? All right, then reap your reward by saying, so what? It is like that, you see. You know why? Because my heart was set on something else, someone else at the time. Mother's heart was set on him. So, she said this, and she experienced that way, and I experienced it differently. So what? It is always like that. But the best thing is, drop all expectations and just come for the sake of coming to him, rushing to him, allowing him to take charge of you. If you were to be, Baba didn't like one thing, remember one thing. I may die, I may not be there. Now I recall. He didn't like us to be on the fence. Sitting on the fence, he would say, either jump in the arena and play the game, or get out from here. Yeah, remember that.
Isn't one of the tenets on the Eightfold Path, the Buddha's Eightfold Path?
What?
Or is it 12-fold? However many of the paths. One of them is one of them.
Ask the Buddhist there by your side.
Isn't one of them indecision? Hey,
Yes.
not to be indecisive.
The Zen Buddhists say, if you're going to walk, walk. If you're going to sit, sit. But whatever you do, don't wobble.
Yeah, it is that. Baba gave us a figure according to this present environment. Don't be on the fence, sitting on the fence. I don't like you people watching us. Come inside and join. Or get out from here. No intrusion. But you are welcome. You follow what I mean?
Don't hesitate.
Yeah. Don't intrude, but you are welcome. Admission is not restricted. Not restricted. But we have put the board admission restricted. To Meher. To him it's not restricted. Yes.
Well, what exactly did he mean by sitting on the fence, not being able to make it in the
Yeah, that's what he means. Yeah.
About him?
About him, that's what he says. Yeah, then, but he says, I am everywhere, go out and claim. But when you are coming here, don't try to find out, you see, what it is all about and all that. He is so anxious. He is in such great rush, you see, towards us, that he wants us to rush to him. There's no time for indecision or hesitation, you see. Be here or be anywhere else, where you can have me there too. If you are a Jesus freak, freak out for Jesus and I'm there. But if you are Jesus freak and trying to come and watch, you see, let me see what it is all about, then maybe I might join them or maybe I may return over there or something. No, he doesn't want that. That's what he meant by it. When Baba's last visit to Navsari, they come from Gujarat state. It's a state, adjoining to the state of Maharashtra, there is the state called Gujarat. And they come from the state of Gujarat. This town, city is Navsari. And Navsari is the stronghold of Zoroastrian orthodoxy. Zoroastrian priests get manufactured there, you see. And they are dumped in different temples of the country and even abroad. So they have all come from Navsari, Surat and all that sort of thing. You see. That's so Baba's last visit to Navsari, he will recall. Yeah, what happened? Which year was that? 29th January 1956. His first visit was 1923. And 32 in second. Third visit in 36.
It's good translating.
And last visit was 56, 29th January. Baba arrived at Navsari station. Baba arrived at Navsari. They are come. These Gujaratis have come now. Gradually they are coming. So what had happened is they anticipated his arrival. Baba has arrived. But in anticipation of his arrival, they had constructed a huge awning at Meher Cottage, a cottage named after Baba, in the city, in the town. They had fixed the time for Baba's darshan because Baba had arrived in the morning, so it is good that he takes rest and lunch and all that. So in the noon, say afternoon, at about 3 o'clock, 3 to 5, 2 hours. There are many who had come for taking darshan. And because of the crowd, it is not possible, you see. The thing is that they come there not to hear him lecture or anything. He's silent. So, personal touch is there. And the personal touch, naturally, each one does not expect that he would shake hand or do this or do that. But the touch is transferred through something that he bestows upon the other. And the best way of transferring the touch, physical touch, the personal touch is through a thing called prasad, the gift from God to man. Yeah, it's like that. So they had placed prasad there for Baba to distribute. So because of the crowd, naturally, single filing past, darshan hours are 2 hours, only 3 to 5. So it won't be sufficient. So he started distributing them. One line was ladies, one was men. So they would come in the line and pass by like that, you see. So each one would be given this, like that. All the time it's like pistons working. Yeah. Then, so side by side, while Baba was distributing the prasad, the atmosphere was charged with devotional songs. And there is a famous singer, radio singer. He is was known as Bachubhai Soni, who passed away recently. He died. He was a Baba lover. On 6th December he passed away. Yeah. He has created that great song called Kafni Wale, Safed Kafni Wale, which you translated. It's 5 to 5. Darshan was 3 to 5. 2 hours. So at 5 to 5, Baba is asking, what is the time now? Baba is asking. So he was holding that prasad, heat things are there, and from there Baba is distributing. Baba says that you keep that thing there and take a round of the campus, so where the people are gathered. Susalgani? So he says that when naturally Baba told him to go and just take a round of it. So while he kept the thing there and started taking the round, he went behind the crowd who were under that vast awning that was spread out. So what he notices is that a youngster there was trying to light the cloth. Set fire to the whole thing. So as soon as he saw him, then he absconded. He missed setting the fire. Yes, because I told you it's a stronghold of Zoroastrians. So at that time, the youngsters were incited by some Orthodox elders, Major Bamji, who was the uncle of one of the closest disciples of Baba, by name Ilcha Mistry. And these Mistry families are here, they are all related to that. So he was a major in the army, and he was one of the most formidable antagonists throughout the ministry of Baba. So whenever Baba would go to give darshan to any place, especially where the Zoroastrian communities would be, he would go there and give lectures against Baba and incite the fury. So he had been there prior to having heard. He would keep a record of where he is going. He was after Baba. So he went in advance and had incited them. So that's what he's saying. So then, what happened? The time was fixed, 3 to 5. So it was announced at 5 o'clock, darshan is over. So then Baba was driven from there. They were told that if they want to have, they can come to the house, the Meher house, for darshan. So then Baba continued giving darshan there from the public's place, then he went there. So the public darshan program and bhajan programs continued there instead of under the awning, which was just nearby. And the program continued till 10 o'clock in the night. People came and took the benefit of Baba's presence and this, Gone there, apart from those who had accompanied Baba, people, Baba devotees from Bombay had also taken advantage, because Bombay and Navsari not too far away. So they also took advantage of Baba's visit there, so they had come from Bombay. So for them, naturally, in addition to, for us, Baba and the people who were with Baba, few people, they had prepared food for them. So what had happened was that Baba had promised them that he would pay a visit to the Navsari center, Avatar MeherBaba Navsari center. So because of the program, the delay in the program and all that, at 10 o'clock in the night and all that, and because of the situation that was created by these Zoroastrian community people, some urchins over there, so he said that at 5 o'clock in the morning, he said, come on, let's go to the center, because I have promised myself to visit the center. I couldn't go last night, let's go now. Arrived at the center by 6 o'clock in the morning. So the people were there, the devotees who were there, who were conducting the center affairs, they were all gathered there. And Baba was there with them for about half an hour, sang something, performed his arti. Yeah. What does arti mean, you know? What arti is? What is it?
Praise, is it?
Yeah, glorifying the Lord, spontaneous expressions of glory to the Lord. Yeah. Then what happened? Happened is at 8 o'clock there's a train to go to another station called Bajwa, where also a devotee of Baba, a disciple of Baba by name Harikaka, whose books are printed, bhajan books, written many songs on Baba. So Baba wanted to go visit to his devotee, his lover. Baba, there was a transport arrangement was there. Baba was made to sit in a big car. It was all decorated and all, and Baba was driven in procession to the place. Yeah. There also people took much advantage, a lot of advantage. Howard has come. What happened was, when Baba was in Navsari, so these urchins were made to sit on the wall opposite Meher house. These Zoroastrian boys. And they were shouting simultaneously, "Death to Meher Baba, death to Meher Baba, death to Meher Baba, death." So Dr. Bharucha, who was naturally one of the chief workers and these people, so Hosham Bharucha was a bit short-tempered, you know. He got so excited. So he says he wanted to do something. He says, "You just keep quiet," Baba says. So he says, "After all, they're taking my name, whether it be death or I am not dying, I am not taking birth. After all, at least they take my name. So why are you excited? On the contrary, be happy that this is an excuse for them to take my name." Then what happened after program at Bajwa? Then they fulfilled the whole program that was organized and all that nicely. After food and all that, they returned and they came to Baroda station. There's a junction. It's a big place. Baba said that let the car be there. He would like to take a round of the city. Some of them sat with him. Baba went out. Yeah. Came back to the station and he proceeded. Then we went to Surat from there. That was the last journey in train. Yeah. So that was the last death of Baba Lover, that great singer.
Oh. Came of those, the one that was instigating the boys to... I've heard a story where that once happened, where the boys were converted at the end and
they were
lovers.
converted, but he himself got converted, you see, by his nephew, who was closely related to the daughter of this man. And eventually he talked about Baba, he asked about more information about Baba and all that. He didn't come to Baba, didn't see Baba, but he died
Heart
peacefully.
turned,
Change of heart took place. Change of heart took place. Says those boys who were instigated, they came to him because he is the chief worker there. And they said that next time if you call Baba, we will be the volunteers to receive him. Yeah. It happens like that. Same thing happened in northern India, you see, where Baba went there, which is now the stronghold of Baba lovers, you can call it, at Nauranga. There's a place called Nauranga. And there, when he went, of course he was on a round, he's visiting that place now. He is they have, with great enthusiasm, they are expecting him. Again, expectations come into the picture. Expectations. So, well, they had prepared and they are ready to receive him and all that. And they had gone to the next station from where he is to be escorted and brought to their town. In the meantime, what happened? there were some adversaries over there. It's a canal area, zone, where irrigation is done through canals. So they broke the canals and let the water spread where the darshan program was to be held.
Flooded it.
Flooded the whole place. So when Baba came, when Baba was brought, escorted and brought, the man was astounded what had happened, how to take Baba there. He was so sad, so frustrated and disappointed. He cried loudly and wept. And Baba says, why should you do that? Does it mean that we should I should put my footsteps there, beyond this water? Here also we can gather together. Yeah, you have me. Why you feel disappointed? I'll come again. I'll come again to the place where you have decided. I'll come again. Don't worry. And of course, he changed the whole atmosphere and made them laugh and all that with his. He was very humorous, Baba also. Yeah. When he tried to cheer others, you see, his close ones. And sure enough, the one who had done the damage, in a year's time, he came to the one who wanted to receive Baba there. And he says, do anything but call him. And every year, he takes the leading part in holding these big fairs. He's the same one. So such setbacks are important, you see. Just as Baba said, Peter denied the Lord. The Lord wasn't omnipotent enough that Peter, who loved him so much, would allow him to deny like that. Did not Jesus love Peter? Did he not call that he is rock, he is my right hand, or whatever you call it? And why did he allow him to deny him? He even foretold that he will deny him. Why did he do that? Is this the sign of the beloved treats his lover like that?
Evidently.
Yeah, evidently. No, he says, it is done with a greater purpose. A greater blessing is in store for Peter. Because of the denial, he got the greater vigor and push to push his work, his ministry, after Jesus passed away. Had he not denied, he would have been complacent and taken it for granted and this and that and all that.
Stirred him deep.
Stirred him, yeah. Aroused him. Made him run the course instead of walking through the course. So that's how it is. Such things are good. But we feel so sad about the whole situation at the time, at the moment. There's nothing to worry about, Baba says. If the whole world were to, Baba has said there's a message there, if the whole world were to believe me and love me, it wouldn't enhance my divinity. And if the whole world were to deny me, it wouldn't denounce me at all. Nothing is going to happen. I am what I am. It's like that. Howard, where did you hear of Baba?
And,
Where in the States?
yeah.
He met with 2 automobile accidents. You know that. One in the States and one in India.
Right.
And in one of the accidents, he hurt his left side, whole of the left side. And the second one, the right side, and so forth.
Hips on both sides?
Not hip, but left arm and left leg and all that, and the right side, right hip and arm and all that, nose, tongue, everything. So, I was the driver for the second accident. And I felt, naturally, very sad about it. His responsibility is there and all that. And he wouldn't want to submit himself to the surgery or anything of the sort. So a false hip joint had to be created. But that was not possible also because the ball is there and what is that? Socket, it had busted, you see, and so forth. And the authority acclaimed by the world What? Pardon? No, that is India. But in England, in London, the X-ray plates that were sent, you see. So he just had one glance at it and said, "This man will never walk." And the report came and it hurt me a lot. You follow the responsibilities like that. And this chair, where is the chair? Chair is not here. The chair, the lift, yeah, it is shifted. So that chair was used all the time. He would be sitting on the chair and would lift and all that. He would try to walk by crutches and all that in the beginning, with the first accident and all that. So that is all right. So I was very sad about it. So Baba one day said, "Why is it that you feel so sad about the whole thing? Why are you so presumptuous that you consider yourself to be responsible for such a thing? Who are you to be so presumptuous about it?" But I thought that he is comforting me and all that. Naturally, it's logical. Who am I to consider responsible? If he is the Lord, how can I go against his will, his plan, whatever has been ordained has taken place? And so on. So he says, "Well, what do you feel about it? It's nothing. But see how helpless you are." Who says I'm helpless? I'm not helpless. And then he said, "Well, you think because I can't walk, I'm helpless. But I'll walk also and show you. Don't feel about it. And what's there? Every time I come, I have to suffer like this." So, I said, he's giving this little words of comfort to my heart and all that. I just accepted what he said, But sure enough, he did walk. But before he could walk one day, what had happened is a textbook came into my hand. And somehow or other, the book opened. I never read things, you see, a lot of things. But Dr. William Donkin was there. And Francis Brabazon was with us. I think you have heard these names. Yeah. So they were his lovers, devotees, Mandali people who had lived. So they were fond of reading and they used to call all these things. So it is life of Jesus, you see. By whose is that? You remember the author? The famous author.
Robert Graves.
No, yeah. Robert Graves, yeah. Yeah, King Christ. So, and it was lying somewhere. And I didn't know, the person to whom it belonged may not have read it, otherwise he would have also informed us. So I just picked up, because I'm fond with the name, about the name of Jesus and all that. Somehow or other in my heart, it is there. I came to Baba because of Jesus, you see. So I just opened it, King Jesus, let us open, and the page opened, and there it was given the description that Jesus also limped. And I was very curious about it, what had happened. And the same thing, the hip joint was broken. Did you hear about that?
No.
You all haven't heard about that? So, I'll get the paper. Hello? He may not find it. So then, I was so touched by the whole scene that is described over there. So I took to Baba that passage. This Baba says, you just see it. You see it and you feel about it. Why should you feel about it? It's always in my faith. That's what he said. So it was so touching that I typed it out, you see, and kept that sheet there, still with me. I didn't know that. Although I studied the life of Jesus, but I don't know. He may have, but he says about it that after a lot of research he has written all that which is inside the book, you see. And so maybe I'll get the sheet. It's very interesting.
It's from the book King Jesus by Robert Graves. You once said that Baba said once you showed this to him, keep it. It might be.
Yeah.
Might be of interest.
It is of interest. It is.
Nicanor
It's the same page, same paper that I had used to read out to Baba. that after showing to Baba, he got it typed out. Then Baba once called for it, trying to tell others about, see what it is mentioned. And then, of course, it had been typed out. I showed it. Then he asked me to read out, and then he said, keep it.
Nicanor.
No, what is this? This is more important. Yeah.
The book King Jesus depicts the life of Jesus.
He wants to take the shortcut always. The book King Jesus
depicts the life of Jesus and the foundation of the Christian faith from a completely unorthodox standpoint. Justifying his treatment of the subject, Mr. Graves, in his historical commentary, states, refraining even from a bibliography, which would be even more impressive than helpful, I undertake to my readers that every important element in my story is based upon some tradition, however tenuous, and that I have taken more than ordinary pains to verify my historical background. These researches have taken me into uncomfortably remote fields. Nicanor, the Essene watchman of Tabor, bowed before Jesus reverently and asked, Lord, are you prepared to suffer the things that are necessary to royalty? Are you prepared for the marring? I am prepared. It is written, Behold, the servant of the Lord shall prosper. He shall be exalted and praised and lifted high. Many were astonished, Lord, at your doing, for his face was marred more than any man's, and his body likewise. Thus marred shall he sprinkle many nations with his lustral branch. Kings shall be dumb before him. They shall see what has not been told them, and learn what they have not before heard. On the third day, just before dawn, they led him by torchlight to the heel stone, formerly the eastern altar of Gilgal, or stone circle, long since vanished. Mary of Bethany, the daughter of Jose, styled Cleopas, a beautiful kinswoman of Mary, the mother of Jesus, stood at one side of the stone. Mary herself stood next to her. And presently another woman came out of the darkness of the wood, her face shrouded in a shawl, and made a third with them, but said nothing. Nicanor bound the ceremonial dove wings to the shoulders of Jesus. Have no fear, great Lord, for our God will give his angels charge of you, lest you dash your sacred foot against a rock. As dawn was breaking, Jesus mounted upon the stone, and Mary, the daughter of Cleopas, cried, Fly, dove of doves, fly. At that signal, the Kenites began to pelt him with stones and sticks and filth, until his face was wounded and disfigured, and he toppled forward from the stone, as the winged Icarus falls from heaven in the famous picture by Zexus. But 7 notables of Tabor, named after the archangels Raphael, Gabriel, Samael, Michael, Ezekiel, Haniel, and Kephrael, stood below the stone and caught him before his feet touched the ground. Now I have read that the great king of Babylon himself would submit during his coronation to be buffeted in the face by a priest, and that King Herod, when crowned king of the Jews, underwent the same indignity, which was the occasion of his remembering the prophetic buffets that Father Manahem had dealt him at Basra. But the ritual assault upon King Jesus by the 7 notables of Tabor was a more ancient and cruel one by far, performed again after more than 1,000 years in fulfillment of prophecy. They wrestled with him, 7 against 1, until they had forced him to kneel with thighs divarcated. Then the tallest and boldest of them climbed on the stone and leapt down on him. And by that act of violence, the marring was completed. Jesus' left thigh was put out of joint, the head of the bone being displaced and lodged in the muscles of the thigh, and his left leg stretched out in spasm and twisted, so that thereafter he limped with what is called the sacred lameness. The 8th sign of royalty had been added, and he uttered no cry or word of complaint. Mary the elder and Mary the younger wept for pity, but the tall old woman standing beside them suddenly drew back her veil, kissed the younger Mary on both cheeks, laughed terribly, and fled back into the wood. The Kenites took Jesus up tenderly and implored his pardon. They washed his face, put salve on his wounds, and toward evening carried him in a litter to a spacious arbor of cedar and fir branches which had been erected in Nicanor's garden. And at a different part in the book, a shorter passage, Pilate asked Jesus kindly, "You drink no wine?"
This is the last scene now. Yeah, before crucifixion.
I have a Nazirite vow. I see. I will not press you to break it. How fortunate that you speak Greek. By the way, you ought to go to a good surgeon with that leg of yours, unless the injury is an old one. Hippocrates, in his treatise on dislocations, gives precise directions for setting the head of the femur back into its socket. If you leave things to nature, who is a notorious bungler, a false joint forms and you will suffer agonies from sciatica in your old age. My household surgeon will see to it for you if you care to put yourself in his charge. He is skillful enough. The operation may be painful, but in the long run, it is worth the pain. However, we can discuss the matter at our leisure. Meanwhile, I wish to ask you a routine question or two, which perhaps you will not mind answering. I will confine myself to questions of identity. Say on. Your name is Jesus? It is. You were born at Bethlehem, Bethlehem of Ephrath in Judea? I was. And you are reckoned of the house of David? I am. Tell me, are you the Jesus whose name appears on this paper? It is a sheet from the Quirinus census of 22 years ago. I have just had it extracted from the file. I am that man.
These are the excerpts that I took down. And sure enough, after that, naturally it was difficult for him to walk and all that. It's impossible to walk. So the lift chair was there. We would bring him here from his room to this place. When we would go out on tours also, we'd take the lift chair. It's a folding thing. And that's how all that he could do was stand erect with the help of two on either side. And one day, while he was sitting in a sofa chair, comfortably, he said he's trying to, as if he's trying to move out like that or something like that. So we went forward to help him if he wants to stand up, and he says, no, just be there. And he got up and started walking. Yeah. That's all. That's the thing. Seeing you, all these memories are revived.
There's a scene in one of the movies where they're walking in the garden, and all of a sudden, I don't know whether it's Puka or somebody, bends down and Baba sits on his back.
Yeah. Were you there, Kumar, at the time? Were you there when he first started walking?
Yes.
On the veranda?
I gave birthday present to Meher, something like that.
He said that? I forget that.
Because that was the birthday of Meera, and Baba wanted to give her something for birthday. Then she said, Baba, I want you walking. Then
The accident in America was on the left side.
Huh? Pardon? No, I think it was the left. Right hip on the left side. Left side was, all the left was injured and the right hip.
In America was the left and the right was India?
Yeah, right was India.
That's important.
What's the matter?
I don't know.
There's not only one edge, there are other edges also.
How many eggs are there? One?
Yes, Ed. Come on.
Before Ed starts, I would like to say, tell you of something very nice that Ed did. Ed Flanagan.
Can you do anything good?
Something very lovely. He made me listen to a tape recording of snowflakes falling. I never knew snowflakes made a sound. I knew rain did, and this was outside the cave of Assisi, St. Francis's cave in Assisi. Outside of that, snow was falling, and he made me listen to the sound of snow falling, and with a little ice tinkle in it. You know, that's something I've never heard before. And another thing which I've always loved, the sound of church bells. You know, even as a child. I suppose it's all associated with nuns and church bells and all that. And these church bells were St. Mark's Church in Venice. Oh, and and I sat down to please him. I was busy. I was going in the office. As I came out, he was sitting there, and you know, with a smile was like lighting up a switch when it's in Baba. His face lighted up, my face lighted up. He said, Could I show you something? Could I? And I said, oh no, you know, to myself. And then I said, oh yes, it doesn't matter. It will make him happy. This was the other way around. It made me so happy. Thank you.
So,
How I came to Baba?
yeah. Where did you wander? What had happened?
Going before.
Going before. Well, I wandered I was born in 1936. In 1955, suddenly became aware of the possibility of a mystical life, that you could have a real mystical relationship with the living Christ. Now, I had been somewhat religious in my teenage years, but it was only when I went to college, my first year of college, that I became really aware of this possibility. And it wasn't that Christ had lived 2,000 years ago and was dead, but that Christ was still alive, and that somehow I felt he was calling me to have this kind of relationship with him. This was in 1956 in Washington, D.C. I decided then that, having been brought up as a Catholic, the only way that I felt I could really follow Christ was to become a priest. And I didn't want to be a priest in the United States as a parish priest that I had seen and known and worked with. I felt that I wanted to go to the foreign mission, so I joined the foreign mission order. And much to the surprise and disappointment of my family, in 1956 I entered the seminary. They sort of disowned me, actually, though it was a Catholic family, Irish-Italian family. They were very disappointed in my decision.
Well, they should have been happy on the contrary.
One would think so, but in this case they weren't. I was the only son. The only son, totally unexpected, came very late in their life, and they expected more of me than the priesthood. So despite the opposition, I decided that's really what I had to do, no matter who was hurt by it, and I went in the seminary. And it was a process of 8 years of training in which we lived a life very similar to the schedule that I've seen in the diaries of Mandali and Meher, you know, a regular daily horarium in which you get up at 5 in the morning, and your hour of meditation and Mass and communion, and you're in silence all during that time. And then you have breakfast in which you are read the lives of the saints and the Gospels.
Where was it?
This was in Maryknoll Seminary, which is in the United States. It's a foreign mission seminary. And so I lived this life for 8 years, and at the end of 8 years I was ordained a priest, and by that time my family had come around totally, and they were very happy and very proud, I think, that I was what I was becoming. And I was assigned to work in Korea. I went to Korea and I learned the language there and studied the language very hard for the first 2 years and became very fluent in the language. But by the end of 4 years, I became very, very dissatisfied with my life as a priest. I felt like a total hypocrite. There's a saying in Hafiz that I read recently. It says, "O you preachers preaching from the pulpit to us all, yet on the quiet you answer to a different call." And I felt that was me, although I didn't know Hafiz in those days. But I was really on the fence, and I felt I couldn't stay there. I had to go one way or the other. And it was a very difficult decision because I had dedicated my entire life to Christ and the priesthood, a promise of total giving. And here I was feeling that I didn't really want to give that. I wanted to take it all back. So it was a very difficult period for me. It was in 1968. And I asked to be relieved of my parish duties in Korea, and I felt I needed to go home to the United States and get some counseling, because I wasn't really able to handle this decision. So I went back, and after about 6 months of counseling, I came to the realization that, well, maybe there were other things I could do in my life, and that it wasn't a total loss. And so I petitioned my superiors in Rome to be released from the obligations of the priesthood, and I retired. And so that was after a process of about 13 years.